Sealed with a rare embrace, China's President Xi Jinping hugged Vladimir Putin as the Russian leader arrived in Beijing last week. The show of personal warmth was matched by a series of lavish state ceremonies, ostensibly marking the 75th anniversary of diplomatic relations.
It is a shared strategic choice of both countries to deepen strategic cooperation, expand mutually beneficial cooperation, and follow the general historical trend of multipolarity in the world and economic globalization.
Putin praised increased bilateral trade between Russia and China, which had, he said, reached an annual $240 billion.
Russia is ready and capable of uninterruptedly and reliably supplying the Chinese economy, enterprises, cities, towns with environmentally friendly, affordable energy, light and heat.
Putin's visit to China came days after Xi travelled to Europe, where EU leaders tried to persuade him to end support for Russia's war on Ukraine. It's clear they failed, says analyst Velina Chakarova.
China provides the main lifeline for Russia, but China also practically set the stage for Russia to not get internationally isolated. So Russia officially has announced that is going into the direction of a long war that it wants to win. And here we see clearly that China is taking the side of Russia.
That alliance, what Chakarova calls the dragon bear, has ramifications beyond Ukraine.
This kind of wars as the one being waged right now in Europe, and similarly the one in the Middle East, and obviously also the military tensions in the Indo-Pacific, that these are hotspots, military conflicts and wars that are to be seen in this context of, emerging Cold War 2.0 between the United States on the one hand and China and Russia, or the dragon bear on the other.
Xi and Putin are united by geopolitical aims, and their autocratic ideals threaten democratic societies, according to author Anne Applebaum.
Their dislike of the democratic world, their dislike of democratic language and democratic, the ideals of freedom and justice and rule of law and transparency. It's a full-on central challenge from the autocratic world to them, and it's attacking both their citizens and their allies around the world, and we need to face it.
Analysts say the relationship is tilted heavily in China's favor.
They may have an interest in weakening Russia. A weaker Russia has to sell them oil and gas at lower prices. A weaker Russia is a more pliable ally, is a weaker player on the stage, and maybe they're hoping for that.
Putin is due to host Xi at the October BRICS summit in Russia, as both countries seek to galvanize support for a new multipolar world. Henry Ridgwell, VOA News.